My show's called The Painted Land. It's an ongoing show of my sticky work. I call it the sticky work because everything's collaged. So I think my inspiration is our west coast here in BC, and also kayaking and living on the land, living outside the grid a lot. So then I go in my studio, and you know how the land is organic and it does its own thing? So what I like to do is pour the paint onto plastic or plasticized paper, like all these things here, just poured paint. They're just blobs and they're just colors, and I mix them together and I don't know what they're gonna do. And then after they dry, like maybe 36 hours, then I can see, oh, that looks like an island. Oh, that looks like a tree. That looks like something from the ocean. So then I just play and I stick things on. So this piece here is a demo piece, and that I just had showed people how to do it. But this piece here is stuck on. I don't know when I create this painting what's going to happen, because this probably won't be like this in the end. So sometimes I paint on the support, I add a sticky, that's my name for it, and then I paint on the support some more. So what I did for this show was do a lot of little paintings, and I hung it just in an organic manner because I'm talking about the organic earth. And every single piece in this show has some collage sticky parts. So, for example, these trees were done on plastic, and then you peel. The plastic's not here. Some people think it's here, but you peel it off and then you adhere it to the support. This is on wood. I like to paint on wood quite a bit because it's tough and you can roll and you can squish it. And I use all archival materials, so it's adhered really well. It's not going to come off for you. So every single painting is just about this. So sometimes they're quiet, sometimes they're really abstract. But I'm also thinking of the environment, because here we have the holes in the ozone. We have, you don't know what's going to happen. You have an odd shape. Or here, this is so quiet. I call it sweet spot. But it's very like a little bit ominous because we don't know what's happening in our environment. So I'm speaking with all those things, not thinking about it really, but doing it at the time. So even here, I personally love this little painting because it's just organic, it created itself. Obviously I like to play with color. I'm using color to aid me, and it's all from an intuitive point of view. So yeah, so like some of these, Salish Sea, it's the same. Now this one's on canvas, and some of this is like different materials, but here's this strange cloud. What does it mean? I don't know. But we don't know what's happening out there. So, all right, so then I have also created some big paintings. So, like this one, nice and quiet. You can imagine looking out to sea. I call it the blessings because it's just so quiet, and maybe sunset, maybe sunrise, but it reminds you and it makes you imagine. So every single piece except the maybe base color is done on plastic, peeled, layered on layered, until I create my image that I'm happy with. Same with this one, Evening on Vancouver Island. And some of these shapes, they were just poured again, but it reminds me of a great big clam where I used to scuba dive in the South Seas. But there's my influence again, the ocean. But how did this happen? I don't know. The paint does it. I've taken my hand out, and here a very delicate little tree painted on plastic and peeled. I don't mind telling my story about how I do it, because everybody, even if you tried it, it would be different for you. Here's my great big cloud stuck right there above the mountains. Who knows what it's saying or doing, but it's giving an impression. I like that. So, I don't know. Then we have this tree. Is it under the water or not? is it popping up? It's like, oh, I'm throwing it under the water. You can do a lot with paint. All these are different pieces of collage layers, one after the other to create some depth and feeling and peace, maybe some peace in there with this quiet sky. And this is my latest painting here. I really like this one. It's called Totem. So here's my totem, just a generic piece, like a generic totem. I mean, it's not a carved, perfect First Nations totem, but it reminds me of the totem that when I've kayaked up, say, northern Vancouver Island, you see them still up there, just in their places, right? So maybe these funny little island shapes, some people say, oh, it's our orcas in the ocean. I didn't make it to be an orca in the ocean, but it's okay, it's my influence, it's where I'm from, so that's good. So, and these are all just layered lumps of paint that were on a piece of plastic. But I'm happy with this work. It's good to me. That's probably all I want to say.